Hi and welcome to this free mini class 3 reasons to build and monetize a conscious personal brand in 2020. So what do I mean by conscious personal brand? To start with personal brand, we have a personal brand whether we like it or not, because a personal brand is basically what people say about you. So when you build your personal brand, you just become very intentional about how you want to show up to the world. Now, when I talk about conscious personal brands, because you can have a big personal brand and a lot of followers if you're a model showing photos in bikini, or you can show videos of cute puppies and have a lot of followers. But what I mean by conscious personal brand is that it's mission driven. You have the intention to make the world better and to serve with it. And it's passion driven. It's something that's authentic to you, that you really like doing. So that's what I mean by conscious personal brand. Now, why build your personal brand in 2020? Well, more than ever, people want to buy from businesses that they trust. They don't want to buy from faceless brands. And I think these will disappear more and more. And that's why you see people like Gary Vaynerchuk becoming very popular on social media, but he can sell anything he wants. So he was selling sneaker shoes and people loved it because people love what he stands for. Simon Sinek says people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And that's so on point. So, if Oprah Winfrey starts recommending something, everyone, like so many people, are going to go for it because they just trust her. So having a personal brand is so important if you want to do business today. Even spiritual teachers like Eckhart Tolle, they have a website with a funnel and a free newsletter. So I'll talk about that. But what used to be only for big brands and famous people is now accessible to everyone. So everyone can start their personal brand, and what you want is to get people to know, to like, and to trust you, as it's the case with these guys. So now, is it too late? Is it saturated? Is it a fad? It's not at all. Some people might say it, but it's actually still the beginning. Like, of course, if you started 10 years ago, you would be ahead, because at the time it was even more early adopter, but it still is. And you don't have to aim for millions of followers. You can make a comfortable living and monetize well a personal brand now, even if you have, let's say, what Kevin Kelly calls the 1,000 true fans. So that's 1,000 people that really love what you're doing and are going to buy whatever you recommend to them. So that's why I put that little graph of the Amazon stock value. Is you might have people next to you who say, it's too late. The right time was 5 years ago to start a personal brand. But it's similar. It's like someone could say in 2016, it's too late to buy Amazon shares because it's like 4 times bigger than 2012. So it was 2012 the right time. But if you were to invest in 2016, you'd still be doing really well. So the idea is knowing that you can't change the past, the best time to go after a personal brand, to invest in that is now. It is now. It's such a great timing. I'll go into the 3 reasons, but just before I want to talk about that adoption life cycle. So if you think about consuming content, a lot of people are consuming content on Facebook and Instagram, and we're in the late majority. Most people are on social media. But most of the people on social media, they consume content. They don't produce content, or if they produce content, it's like vacation pictures and things that aren't really meaningful. So when you think about it, posting insightful content is still very early bird, still very early adopter. So it's really a good time for it, again, if you want to produce insightful, conscious content. And last thing before we dive into the reasons is why monetize, because if you make money with that personal brand, you can hire professionals like a virtual assistant or a designer to make things better. You can invest in training for yourself. You can spend your time on it. For example, maybe you can quit your full-time job. So you can have more brand exposure, do things with better quality. And this will in turn produce more money, so you can create that virtuous cycle. So now the 3 reasons. Reason number 1 is something I'm really passionate about. It's personal growth, personal development. And when you build your personal brand, I think it's the next level of personal growth. Because if you've been to a personal growth seminar, you often think about what your values are, what do you stand for. But you do it for that seminar and then you come back to real life, right? While here with your personal brand, you kind of have to think about what you stand for all the time, because that's how you show up in the world, not just for a seminar, not just for a ceremony. That's something in your everyday life. And you really gain clarity about what you stand for all the time. And then you get that exposure too, because it's the same. Like I've been to Date with Destiny with Tony Robbins, and you do it for a week, but then you come back to real life. While here, you do it all the time and you expose yourself. It's more vulnerable to have a personal brand because you share what you stand for in the eyes of the world. And what that will trigger is the opinion of other people. So you will learn to care less about the opinion of other people, which is really important. And also, some people will disagree with you, but in a very healthy way. That will create healthy debates to go closer to the truth. I really believe in a world where people share what they think and speak their truth, so we can have these healthy debates. So that exposure will be really important for your personal growth. And the last thing is accountability, because for example, when I say I'm going to fast on social media, I don't want to look like a fool and not do it. It's a commitment and I want to look good. So it creates extra accountability, and it works a little bit like the law of attraction, meaning you say who you want to be, what's your best self, and then you become it because you've claimed you are it, and you become it in other people's eyes, and people make you accountable for it. So it's really next level of personal growth. The reason number 2 is freedom. We all want freedom, right? At least we say we want it. And I divide it in financial freedom. So that's why it's important to monetize, because then that personal brand gives you financial freedom. You're self-sustainable. And we live in a world, especially this decade, is going to see a lot of disruption on the job market. People are going to lose their job, and if they don't have a side income or a different way to sustain themselves, that might be a little bit tricky. So it's really important to create that financial freedom. Second thing that comes thanks to it is the freedom of time. If you can quit your 9 to 5, become your own boss, you can also arrange your day as you want. For me, I have a 2-hour morning routine. I nap when I'm tired, I meditate when I feel like I need to, and I like to arrange the time exactly as I want. Freedom of location, thanks to that personal brand that is online. You have a following that you keep everywhere you go, so you can keep working anywhere and live anywhere. I live between Sydney, Bali, a little bit in Paris, and I travel a lot and I can work from all these places. This is a lot of freedom. And the third reason is impact. Because first, when you state what you stand for, you will have a positive impact on your current environment, your current relationships. People will see, wow, this guy is stepping up, and that will inspire them. But on top of it, you will attract more people. You will attract your tribe, because when you say what you stand for, you don't waste time. The people who don't vibe with what you vibe for, you won't attract them. They know it because it's clear. So it's really about not wasting time, and the people who will come to you, they know who you are already, and that makes relationship way faster, and you don't have to look for people where they come to you. And the last thing is you can scale that impact, because with having new people coming to you thanks to your personal brand, you have more and more people liking you, knowing you, liking you, trusting you, thanks to what you share. And so you can share a message to 1,000 people at one time, or to 10,000 people. Some people, they write something, impacts millions of people, and it just takes you 10 minutes from the comfort of your home. So you can really scale that impact. So that's why I'm passionate about that. My mission is to empower conscious entrepreneurs, and by helping you guys build and monetize a personal brand, it truly fulfills my mission, because then you become your best self with that next level personal growth. You have the freedom to do what you love full time. I want more of that in the world, people doing what they love full time. And you have your positive impact because you have that conscious personal brand, and you can scale it. So, we flood social media with more conscious content and things that help the world be better. So that's for the knowledge. We often say that knowledge is power. That might have been true at some point. Maybe it was true 50 years ago. It's not true anymore, because knowledge is everywhere. Access to knowledge is free. It's a great thing. But now the power comes from applied knowledge. So that was the knowledge piece, but now you want to apply it. Otherwise, really, you're not really ahead. So I've created a free mini workshop. It's called 3 Steps to Build and Monetize a Conscious Personal Brand in 2020. And what we'll do during that workshop, that's around 15 to 20 minutes, is you'll clarify and communicate your mission effectively. You will define clearly your target audience, and we'll create together your monetization strategy. So it starts with the free content you want to put, then generating leads, and then converting these leads. That's included, and I'll talk about the top 4 ways to monetize online. So really, really take action, do that workshop. So the next step is you enter your email below to access the free workshop. I'll also send you a little sheet to put your answers. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you liked it and it was good reasons, and that you'll get started. It starts with the workshop. Much love.